Welcome to another RSR. Tonight we are reviewing Real España 4, Sporting San Miguelito 0, CONCACAF Central American Cup 2025 Group B, Match 5. And Real España, with this 4-goal win, will advance to the quarterfinals. Sporting San Miguelito as well will advance because they were the only other team who could reach 7 points because they were already there. So even though they lost, they still advanced. Municipal and Herediano played to a 4-4 draw in Costa Rica, which during the live stream we paid attention to because it mattered compared to this match. As in, it mattered, that result mattered as well as this match. And in the end, Real España needed that 4th goal that put them ahead with a +2 goal differential and no other worries of, as long as Municipal doesn't win, we advance. And in the end, Herediano got a 4th goal and Municipal got their tie back, but they had 3 minutes to win it. They did not. But they made Real España sweat. And they were standing there. I'm sure they were watching the end of that game. It definitely could have went horribly heartbreaking for Real España. But in the end, Real España did their job and then some. Second half, they were a little bit more up against the wall, so to speak. I think they could have just been as dominant as they were throughout the first half. But in the end, they still got the win. Real España 4, Sporting San Miguelito 0, la Copa Centroamericana de la CONCACAF, fase grupos, Grupo B, jornada 5, Real España avanzar, cuartos de final, y Sporting San Miguelito avanzar de la cuartos de final. Herediano y Municipal eliminado. The group stages are over after tonight, and what an ending that was when it came to this group phase day. What an ending. What an ending. Amazing finish. Roller coaster. Especially on the second half. Honestly, the first half of this game, second half, whole game over there in Costa Rica. Absolute roller coaster, but España did their job. Real España did their job. I hope Hans watched this game. His favorite Central American team. If he missed it, damn, he missed out on a good one. Damn good moment. If you know, you know. Goals were scored as follows. 8th minute, Devron Garcia scores. Ball crossed in off the free kick. Devron Garcia heads it in at the far post. Beautiful goal. 1-0. 1-0. Real España has the 1-goal lead. They need more, though. 29th minute, Brian Moya gets a step up to take a penalty. Guy goes down. 2 guys go down in the box. They call the penalty. Brian Moya goes and takes it. Takes the shot down the middle, through the goalie's legs. Not pretty by any stretch of the imagination, but down the middle, through the legs, 2-0, 2-0. 32nd minute, Nixon Cruz. They needed him more than ever. But in the end, the ball crossed to him. He takes a little bit of a cut to the top of the box above the penalty spot. Takes a shot, near post, into the net. 32nd minute, 3-0, 3-0. Halftime, 3-0, 3-0, medio tiempo. Real España has the goals they need at this point. With the draw that, at the time of the half, Municipal had. When it was 2-2, that 3-0 was still enough. When it turned 3-3, they needed to score a goal to make it a +2 goal differential because their head-to-head between those two clubs was what decided the advancement, and they got it. And Real España got it. Gustavo Sousa scores. Balls played through for him in the 80th minute. He takes a shot, puts it past the goalie. 4-0, 4-0. They get their goal. And in the end, a draw would not get them eliminated, which is what happened in Costa Rica. A 4-4 draw between Municipal and Herediano. But in the end, 4-0, 4-0 esta noche. They got the win they needed. 4 goals. They advance. It took a damn heavy task, but they got it done. They did their part. Herediano held on. I don't know how good they did, but they didn't lose. So, Real España did their part, and Herediano did theirs. Real España advances, and Sporting goes through with the biggest absolute party foul you could honestly ask over. Full-time stats are as follows: 17 shots to 15, 9 shots on goal to 5, 47% possession to 53% possession, 350 passes to 404, 82% pass accuracy to 83%, 11 fouls to 11, 1 offside to 1, 2 yellow cards to 2, 0 red cards to 0, 3 corners to 6. Everybody's man of the match on Real España. They did their jobs. Everybody did their jobs to get through. Yes, it would have hurt if they got eliminated, because they did their jobs, but at least they did what they were supposed to do to advance. They scored 4 goals. They held on. They dominated throughout the first half. The second half, they let it get a bit close. Sporting had some moments to where they could have scored a goal and thrown everything awry. But in the end, Real España shut it down. First half, they were dominant. They scored 3 goals. They had the opportunities. They went boom, boom, boom. Good. Second half, they get the 4th goal, which they needed, because of if they didn't, they would have been out. With the draw happening, they would have been out. They had to get the 4th goal, plus 2 goal differential, no goals against, and they did that. 80th minute, they found their goal, and they got through. 4-0 win, 4-0. They did their job. Was it the prettiest game? Hell no, it was not. Or I should say, was it the most comfortable game? No, it was not. Was the second half as good as the first? No. Did they definitely give them chances, Sporting chances, to make them pay and put them out? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And it would have hurt. What would have hurt worse is at the end of the game, my stream, I was like, wouldn't shock me if Real España was going through at the final whistle of their game, and they had to wait for the final whistle of the Municipal game, and they could win it with Real España not being able to answer, so to speak. And by that I mean, even if Herediano lost, Real España would be out. There's no way they could have got to 7 points. They were only at 6. So if Municipal won, which they could have done in the last 3 minutes, which that was around the time the final whistle fully blown in Honduras, it could have totally happened, and it almost did. It almost did, frankly, down there. And damn, I was close to being an absolute shaman there. All-seeing eye there. Luckily for Real España, that didn't happen. And honestly, I'm happy it didn't happen, because they did their job. They did their job tonight. I know losing to Municipal the week before, the match before, when they played each other, yeah, that's part of the job. Is you didn't get that done, you lost. But they made a good recovery drive, so to speak, And in the end, they somehow still finished P1. Right. Well, technically P2, but they finished on the podium. As in, they moved on to the next round. P2. P2. They went from P5, P7 to P2. Hell, from a penalty put down to P7 to P2. Or something like that. And you know what? I know, Formula 1 reference, I get it. Speaking of, we'll be live on Sunday for the Dutch Grand Prix, but we'll get there. Real España did their job. It would have sucked if they got knocked out. It really would have. So I'm happy they did their job. I'm happy they got it done. I'm happy they got it done. I really am, because they should have. It would have hurt if they didn't. So they got it done. Good job. With that being said, yeah, damn crazy games. What a finish to the group stage. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. comment on this video, put this in playlists, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for the Leagues Cup final prediction, plus third place prediction and semifinal recap, because I couldn't split it, and, you know, it's one video. So all that tomorrow. Saturday, we will be live at 11 in the morning. 2 lives, 2 reviews on Saturday. 11 in the morning for Mississippi State at Southern Miss. We got some college football to cover and a review for that match, that game. As well as on Saturday night, we will be live for Toronto FC versus CF Montreal. Live and review. So 2 lives, 2 reviews on Saturday. Sunday, 3 lives, 2 reviews. 8 o'clock. Early Sunday morning, as I said, live for the Formula One Dutch Grand Prix, live RSR. With the way the Leagues Cup games are set up, we could go and do a review for that as well. Live for the third place match of the Leagues Cup, that would be LA Galaxy versus Orlando City, just a live stream. Then, after that is over, we will be live for the final of the Leagues Cup, that being Seattle Sounders versus Inter Miami CF. Yeah. We'll be live for it. So, there you go. 5 streams, 5 videos and 5 streams over the weekend. Yes. 4 reviews for 5 of those events, and then the prediction video. So, yes, over the next 3 days, 5 reviews, 5 videos, 5 streams in the end. So, I'll see you tomorrow for the Leagues Cup prediction, final prediction. And let's have some fun. We have a busy weekend, and let's have some fun with it. And then we're right into the World Cup qualifiers international break. So let's have some fun with it. I will see you soon. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. Congratulations to Real España. Felicidades, Real España. Commiserations to Municipal. Peace.